Welcome back, family. We've got the Covrprice Top 10 for July 3rd. And if you're not catching this till July 4th, please be safe. Bear in mind, not only are there explosives out there, but the highest rate of DWIs at any point during the year. Alcohol, explosives, we're Americans. Anyway, we've got the Covrprice Top 10. I have not looked at it yet, so you'll get see my facial reactions at that. But Greg has, because he's the guy in the chair. He's the one that keeps us all together. He keeps us straight and true. He does the research to find out, why are these books so freaking hot now?
Well, I tried to, at least.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, if we did all the research while we were recording, there'd be a lot of which we usually have, but he has to edit it out. So one way or the other, yeah. Okay, so I am going to
jump right in.
I get that. That really?
Yeah, boy.
Okay. View the top 10. Going all the way to number 10. We've got Raiders of the Lost Ark, number 1. Ooh, yes.
Ah.
Yeah, did you see the movie?
No, not yet.
Are you going to see the movie?
I mean, probably not. But not for any, Kathleen Kennedy reasons or anything like that. I have 2 kids. I'm fighting a sinus infection now after the cold and life. So,
gotcha. I know who signed that. It's one of your favorite actors, your favorite characters.
Oh yeah.
And it's a really cool book to have signed by him. I'm glad you got that. From what I've heard, I think that a lot of people feel that they didn't do as good by that character as they should have.
Yeah, I've heard not wonderful things.
Yeah, I don't want to go into it because you plan on seeing it. However, I don't know what the box office take was for that over the weekend. All the places anybody that I see that has watched it is talking about 50 to 70% of the audience is empty. It's not what you want to see, knowing that next weekend, no, not next weekend, the weekend after, you got the Mission Impossible coming out, and you've got other films coming out. It will be competing with other things, so I don't know.
Yeah, so far it's got an 88% audience score.
Okay.
Compared to a 68% critic
Rotten
score.
Tomato.
Yeah.
Okay. But the people that are going to give it the high scores are also the people that, despite the reviews that it previously got, said, I'm going to go see this film, so they're already hyped for it.
That's true, but you also have bombers who... people at either end of the spectrum are going to be very incentivized to go make their voice heard.
Oh, yeah. I guarantee you that the majority of those scores are either 1 or 10.
Right.
So, I haven't gotten a chance to get on and give it a 1 yet. I'll drop it down a little bit more.
Oi, what the you on about?
No, I don't review bomb one way or the other.
No, you don't.
Whether or not I like an actor or dislike an actor or a producer or whatever, if I'm going to give you a reaction or a review of a movie, it's from me to you telling you whether or not I think you're going to like it. I can campaign against Kathleen Kennedy in other ways.
You can. Yep.
All right. Now, Raiders of the Lost Ark, number 1, though. First appearance of all these characters in comic book form, 1981, when the movie first came out. Let's see what we got as far as prices. This is only hot because of this movie, guys.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to get hot again, ever.
No, I don't think so. There'll be peaks. There'll be peaks for like when Harrison Ford passes away and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true.
John Williams, anything with him, Steven Spielberg. There'll be moments like that. But, all right, so July 2nd, yesterday, a 9.8 sold for $225. Fair market value being $250.
And this is from 81.
Yes. But it was a very highly printed book, though.
I'm sure. Yeah. So
I remember seeing copies everywhere of this.
So did Marvel, back in the day when they did this, would they wait till the movie came out and then... No, because Star Wars Green Vader was prior to the movie. I'm just trying to get a feel on whether... if most of these adaptations were like mass produced because the movie was such a hit or show was such a hit.
For this, we'd have to look at them individually. This came out in September of 81. I'm pretty sure that Raiders was a summer movie coming out in June or July.
June 12th,
Okay.
81.
And because I remember I saw it in like August.
Okay.
Because I had no intention of seeing this. I'm like, it looks dumb. It looks dumb. And then one of my friends said, it was written by George Lucas and directed by Steven Spielberg. I'm like, wait, what? I was at the movie theater that afternoon. Okay.
There you go.
Yes. I'm sure there are people out there going, wait, you were at the movies in 1981. How old are you? Old enough. Anyway.
Well,
Yeah, a 9.6 just sold for $45, but a 9.4 just sold for $50.
yeah, I feel like this is going to be all over the place. People either have had it up and they don't know what it's worth right this hot second, or people are throwing their shit up right now because it is hot. So that's why we're going to have like this.
A couple of years ago, when the movie hit, that was always its highest point in value. It seems like recently, the highest value is when the trailer hits, and by the time the movie comes, it's already dropped a little bit in value. So I think it's actually on its way down. I think people are already jumping off the ship.
It looks like it based on the fair market value versus the last sale prices.
But this is a great book to get at a 9.8 to put into your collection. I would, if I was going to pull the trigger on something like this, I would be shooting for the 9.8. I think there's just too many 9.6s, 9.4s, 9.2s, and everything else for me to be interested in it. Unless I got a signed version of it. That cancels everything, okay?
I got kind of the best that I could. It only came out to a 9.0, but I don't know. I don't really care too much.
According to recent sales, a 9.0 is worth more than a 9.2, 9.4, and 9.6. I mean, look at it.
That's very true.
Last sale of a 9.0 was $80. So
true.
Good thing you didn't get that 8.5. That went for $29. Anyway, this is still a 42-year-old book.
Yeah.
So I'd wait a month or two, or see if you can really negotiate a good deal based on what's going on with Indiana Jones. I think all the dealers that have this book right now realize that they better dump it because it's going to drop quick.
Which means you should not buy right now because it's going to sell quick. Wait, it's going to drop quick.
Right, but if you can get a dealer that is just like, I just want to get the cash for it so I can put it into something else, and you can pick it up for $150, $175, go for it.
Number 9.
Number 9, I have to click back on my tabs here. War of the Realms, New Agents of Atlas, number 1. Is this like the 18th time this has been on the list?
This is the second consecutive week.
Yeah. First appearance of Luna Snow, Wave, Crescent, and Io. First U.S. appearance of Arrow, Swordmaster cameo, cover only. And we have 9.8 selling for 81. Remember this book used to be like $300, $400?
Yes. Yeah. Let me see if there's any more news about this, because I don't think we figured out a reason as to why it was hot again.
I don't know. One of these characters somewhere must have been rumored for something. This is from 2019, just a couple years ago. So
Okay.
just about every copy out there should be a 9.8.
Jenny, a member of the K-pop group Blackpink, is rumored to be cast in the role of Luna Snow in an upcoming MCU project, according to allkpop.com. There we go.
Okay. A rumor of a character in some project, which half the projects seem to be getting canceled, the other half are being postponed. On a book that used to sell for $300, and even under this news is still only selling for $81. This does not have legs. I mean, it's not going to hurt you to buy it at 9.8, but don't expect it to go up any higher than that. If you just want to put $81 into a shoebox and then 10 years later pull it out, you still got $81, there you go.
According to reports, Jenny will be a team member of the first ever Asian superhero team in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. She'll be playing K-pop singer and superhero Luna Snow, a.k.a. Seo Hee. who manipulates ice in order to protect people in the Pacific Rim around the world. Like Jenny, Luna Snow speaks both Korean and English. Luna Snow was previously voiced by FX's Luna in the 2020 video game Marvel Super War. That's what we got.
Yeah. Speculation of a possible character for some project that might be true, might get canceled, might get postponed.
Yeah.
On a book that has shot up and then everybody in the world dumped it, so there's already a ton of 9.8s. I don't see it. I'm sorry. But on a side note, every time you said Jenny, I thought, Jenny, Jenny, who can I turn to?
Yeah, and don't know what the that is.
8675309.
Oh, I know that. I know that one.
Yeah. Tommy Two-Tone.
Spelled Tutone.
Yes.
None of that number business. Anyway, wait.
But not properly spelled either, because that would be TWO. Anyway. Number 8.
Yeah.
The Sickness, number 1. Third week in a row this has been on the list.
My prediction last week of falling off was wrong. I'm surprised.
This week's list is still reflecting last week's sales.
Yeah, it's always like...
Yeah, so if it showed up on the list last week, but people were already buying it, I think it'll still be on the list for another week, and then it'll drop off. But how the sales been on this book over the last... I'm looking at the raw sales now. See sales data. Most recent sales, 1999, 1999. 27 on the 29... The most recent sales are about $20.
Yeah.
So it has dropped a little bit. Was it 25, 28? I think the people that wanted it have gotten it. I think the people that have not gotten it are waiting for it to drop more in price. I think a lot of people heard that issue 2 is not coming out to December and said, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I think it's already on its downward trend. I don't know.
Well, I don't know, man. It's a real wild card for me. I'm having a hard time with that one. But what's not on here is the other one that you I think you said was going to be off was what was it? Coyotes?
Oh yeah, that's gone.
Yeah.
Oh well, it might be. Maybe it's in the honorable mentions.
As far as buying it now, Sickness. You've waited this long.
Yeah, another couple of weeks, it's going to drop a little bit more. And even if it doesn't, it's still not going to go that high.
Yeah, because I don't think it's ever topped. I don't think it's ever been more than like $25, even the whole time it's been on the list.
Correct.
So it's only got down to go.
I still think Sickness is going to go down a little bit more. It's still, it reminds me of, like you said, Animal Farm we were talking about last week. Nottingham is another one that dropped down. It didn't hold its value. Stray Dogs was another one, another indie that didn't hold its value. Everybody's looking for that next Something is Killing the Children or Walking Dead. And as soon as the book starts to go up a little bit, they're like, oh, that's it.
I am too.
So, yeah, well, I am 3. But you got to remember that even you'd love to catch it at $20 and have it go up to 1,000. I get that. But my Something is Killing the Children, number 1. I picked that up on the way up.
Yeah.
Okay. And I bought that at $300 for a 9.8.
You're still sitting on. Yeah.
It's shot up. It's come back down. It's come down to still twice what I paid for it.
Right.
Now, if I had not bought any indies, which you know is not my style, that I would have saved $300 and not buying 100 worthless indie comics,
Right.
and that would have paid for the $300 book that went up. So,
Yeah, it's true. It surely is true.
do you have any books that you saw going up that you wish you had purchased before it reached the heights that it did?
I don't know if any of them have been around long enough.
The one that there were 2 books that I was looking at, and I didn't pull the trigger on, and it just exploded. The Clone Wars number 1, the one in 25. I was looking at that when that was sitting around 600 for a 9.8. Yeah, it's a lot more than that now.
Yeah.
And G.I. Joe #1.
Oh,
Not that long ago, maybe 2021.
okay.
A 9.8 of that in a newsstand I was looking at for $250.
Hmm.
Yeah, several recent sales had gone for $250, and then another guy had start bidding or make an offer, and I made an offer for $250. He said no. I'm like, dude, that's what the last two sales were like. He said no. So then at auction, and I bid up to $270, and it went for $275. I'm like, catch the next one. Never call one again. I think it's over $1,000 now for the newsstand.
Ugh.
So it's going to happen. You're not going to get every book.
No.
So don't worry about it.
I'm not going to get most books.
Nope. Even Mile High doesn't have every book. They think they do.
Because they're smoking.
Yeah, even, they think they're the comic library of Congress.
Yeah.
Number 7, Ultimate Fallout. Number 4, first appearance of Miles Morales, the actual first print.
There you go.
Yeah. Now there's a book that everybody wishes they could get in a 9.8, of course.
Yeah.
Let's see. Last sale of a 9.8, 1990. So it's actually up from its fair market value.
You know,
And-
it is. Even the 9.6 is up a little bit, I can tell.
Great, the two grades that I don't have. Now take a look a little bit lower. The 9.4 sold on July 2nd for $525.
Yeah.
The 9.2 sold on July 1st, 1 day difference, for $650.
That's significant.
This is not the first time I've seen this on this book.
I mean,
And what-
the last 9.0 sold for more than the 9.4.
But the thing that really catches my eye is I have a 9.2 and a 9.4, so I always look at those two prices.
Wow.
Yes, when I use a Covrprice app, which I have cataloged all my books, and it shows me a fair market value of my entire collection, and you can pull them up in different orders. So I put them into most valuable first, and it consistently comes up with my 9.2 before it comes up with my 9.4.
That's so weird.
It is. It really is. Someday that 9.4 will catch up to that coveted 9.2. So,
Maybe there's less 9.2s on the census.
look, this is a book that's always up and down. It really is. But I think that the comic market price correction has kind of stabilized a little bit. I don't see things dropping too much more lately.
No.
But this is still suffering from the hype of the movie, which will get a little kick when it gets onto DVD or Disney Plus or whatever streaming network Sony uses. Another kick when you get the trailer for the next movie, which I think is coming out in, I think we discussed it, April? Beginning of next year.
I don't know. I read another article about the animators who are like, nah, it's not coming out that soon.
No, okay. It's from a buyer standpoint, it gives us more of an opportunity.
100%. Nice Halloween present for yourself.
That's exactly what I was thinking. October, I would be looking to buy this book. Not right now. I'm not looking to buy this book. I got 2 copies, one by accident.
Yeah.
But this is still, it's a great book to have.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't hurt to get the second print. It doesn't hurt to get the Pacelli.
The second print, especially Pacelli, is really affordable relative.
Yeah. They have a 1 in 25, the Jurdovic, but that's just ridiculously priced. I've seen that sell for very high prices. 9.8 just sold for $18,000. Fair market value of $24,000. Highest known value of $43,000.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't look at buying that one. But again, this is not a book you want to buy right this time at this moment, but it is a book that you would love to have in your collection, and it's a blue chipper. It's a book that really makes your collection stand out. You want a graded copy on this if you can get it, though, because there's so many different reprints and homages that if you just have it, you're just pulling up a book in a bag and a board, I think it may, if you're doing it for display purposes, like you want your friends to come in and go, oh, cool, you got that. Cool, you got that. If they see a bag and a board, they might think it's a facsimile. They see it graded. Most people don't grade those books unless there's a real thing. If you really want to trick them, get the facsimile and get it graded. All right. So again, Great book to have, though. Any one of the original versions, the second print, of the Bagley or the Pacelli are great. The first print, of course, is a blue chipper to have. Still suffering a bit of the hype from the movie. Not the greatest time to get it.
Yeah. I think like around Halloween, like we were talking about, is probably, unless something happens, but yeah.
Yeah, especially when people are trying to, I got to buy Christmas presents for my wife. Let me sell some comic books. Okay. Number 6, All-Star Superman #1 from 2005. This was on the list last week, right?
I don't think so. I think
Maybe it was, but I have no idea why.
Well, James Gunn, people are constantly tweeting at him, baiting him to like give answers to Superman Legacy news.
Okay.
So there was a couple of tweets that he answered. One is the score is already being worked on for the movie, the musical score. Another thing is that there's not going to be any John Kent, aka Superman's son. And I think it's just a handful of those kinds of little sprinkling tidbits that have kind of re-sparked this a little bit. And this is, for some reason, not some reason, I think this is hot because the specific version of Superman, because early on James Gunn tweeted like a picture and this book was like on his table in the background or something.
It might have been in the bin of things not to do. We don't know.
Probably not, but it's true. We don't know. So people are taking this as like, this is going to be the inspiration for what he's going to do. So
I haven't read the run, so I couldn't tell you. I'm looking at the sales data. Back in 2021, when all prices were through the roof of everything, this in a 9.8 was selling for $59.
yeah,
You go to May of this year, $249, $250. I see a 190 on June 29th. Now, the last two sales, both this month, 100 and 107. So from May to now, it's already lost 60% of its value.
yeah. I don't know. It's too. I feel like this is going to be like this, until the movie comes out, because he's so active on social media.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't really like this 12 issue. I think it was 12 issues run. So I'm kind of biased. I don't really want to.
The last sale the last sale a couple days ago was 108. I think that this goes back down to $60. Even if this is the direction it is going to be, you're not going to know for a good long time. And with the failure that The Flash just had, I guarantee you that the gung-ho, let's go do stuff from James Gunn is him taking a step back and going, whoa, we better do this right.
Maybe. I mean, I feel like they probably did that anyway when they were first taking over him and Peter. But that's just me. I don't know.
No, I'm not talking about DC having that mentality. I think James Gunn is going to have that mentality.
Yeah.
He's got another shot with Blue Beetle, and I think Blue Beetle is going to do well. I don't think it's going to be a $1 billion movie, but I think it's going to break $300 million. I think it's going to do well.
I hope so. It looks great.
Yeah, exactly. It does look very good. It doesn't have any controversial actors in it.
Yeah,
and as much as I have,
and we love
Paul Rodriguez,
Xolo Maridueña from Cobra Kai.
Gotcha. Yes. And as much as I don't like Ezra Miller for the things he's done, I have given him props. His acting was phenomenal. It really was. But even if I think that this, any hype that's right now is going to die back down, you're going to get this for $55 easy before the year's end.
Probably. Moving on?
Yes, please.
Well, this would be the moment where we thank our patrons.
Yes.
And we got to figure out pretty soon here when we're going to have our next pull box session. But we'll coordinate that over on the Patreon. Patreon.com/Team Ohana.
Yes, I'm going to put a notification up on the Patreon page for the 7 people that qualify for the books to start, those Vanish books that Stinker Buns gave us.
Yes.
For every one of the new Patreon members is going to get one of them, which the luckiest member is going to get a 1 in 100 number one.
Right.
There's also a 1 in 50, 1 in 25, 1 in 25 foil variants. I need those Patreon members to at least send me their addresses in a message so I can start shuffling and getting these ready to go out. If you would like to be part of future giveaways, including our once a month just giving away comic books thanks to Mr. Greg, you got to jump on Patreon and join us.
That being said, here are our...
Okay, so to quote you during the break, what the hell is Spawn doing on this list? It was too good a line, man.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just looked it up. I don't see any, it was Canada Day today, and Todd McFarlane's Canadian. No, it was July 1st. Excuse me. Sorry.
Look, Spawn is one of the most highly printed, at the time of its printing, it was the highest printed book of all time. There's a ton of these books out there, but it's also a book that you would love to have in your collection. I have a 9.8.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't bother showing it because I think that everybody's got one.
Yeah, but it's nice. We say blue chipper for Miles Morales is a lot, but I kind of think of that as sort of like a landmark kind of thing to have.
Now, what's funny is, what did that just say a second ago? Top weekly sale of a graded comic, it says right on the list, 183. Right? But I go to, that's a top graded sale. I look at the last sale, which was the second, yesterday, of a 9.8, was 130.
Wow.
That's less than I paid for mine.
Wow.
I think I got mine for 150, 160 at the end of last year, the middle of last year. 9.6, 55, 9.4, 27. It's because there's so many of them. There is at least one 9.9 out there, which sold in 2022 for over $5,000.
I found something here. Jason Blum's Spawn remake is for sure in the works, even though there's no writing happening due to the strike. He says in 2025, maybe. Regardless, I think we can say with confidence that Barney and friends will be out before Spawn. Get ready to share the love and the spoilers. Okay, whatever.
Okay, so
it's very, very active development, quotes from the runner, I guess.
But we have been hearing this from McFarlane for at least 10 years. So I'm not disputing whether or not it's going to happen. I just don't even think it's going to happen by 2025.
Yeah, so here's the full quote. I'm sorry. I would say you have a lot of hope for... I would say you have a lot to hope for because it's in very, very active development. What needs to happen is that my fellow friends, the writers and studios need to figure out their differences and get back to writing. But we've got a great group of folks putting it together. And my hope is that the movie, my prediction is that maybe we'll actually see a Spawn movie in 2025. No promises, but that's my prediction. And that's from Jason Blum.
Okay, so it's not written yet. They don't have a screenplay, which means that they have to go through several iterations of that before it's approved. Then they're going to have to cast it. 2025 is literally a year and a half away. No, I say 2026 would be more likely.
I can't tell if he's the producer or director, because I would believe him more if he was the director. A producer wants to keep the hype up. I don't know.
Yep. Yep. Right. When you were going with that, I knew where you were going to say. But again, if I did not have a copy and I saw that the last copy of a 9.8 sold for 130, I would get that. Yeah. I'm jealous of that. That's down to 130 for a 9.8. It's still a cool book to have. It really is.
Yeah. Well, and it looks badass for sure.
Yes.
Oh man, there's a 9.8 just chilling for a buy it now at 148.
Yeah, and it says fair market value at 146. That 148 got to make an offer?
No.
Well, yeah, I see the little thing that says you own one. I'm like, yeah, I'm surprised you don't have a little notation and you overpaid for it. Anyway, well, when I got my book, the fair market value at that time was $200. So when I was able to get it for I think it was like 155, 160. I felt really good about it. In the long run, I've lost 10, 15 bucks. It's not terrible.
No, it's not terrible.
And yeah, if I saw 130 right now, I might pull the trigger on a second copy. That's a cool book to have and not terribly expensive.
No.
Just if you're going, go for 9.8. There's too many copies of that thing out there to bother with the other grades.
100%. 100%.
Speaking about other overhyped books for no reason, coming in number 4, Spider-Man number 7, the Humberto Ramos. I'm going to miss saying that when it eventually does drop off this list someday. Top secret spoiler with Spider-Boy's first appearance and him on the cover.
Speaking of which, my signature books have landed at CGC from AwesomeCon, so...
Ooh, cool.
In the system.
So we did see a little brief hiccup in prices last week.
We did. Let's take a look here.
Yeah, they were coming down to like 90, 95 for a 9.8.
Yes.
Last sale, 110. It's back up again. All books will go up. They'll come back down until people are like, how much more is this going to come down? Nobody knows. But there will be that one point where people say, look, I'm not selling it for lower than that. It stops. People realize it's bottomed out, and then they try to buy it, and it goes back up again. I don't think it's going to have a second dip. I think where you are now is as low as it's going to be, as long as the character is relevant. If this turns out to be Punchline, $50 is in its future. This turns out to be a serious character that has longevity. 110 is going to seem like a bargain in a couple of years.
He's going to be more popular than Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer. Like
Norman
surfing?
Rad.
Guy surfing?
Yeah. Did you leave your phone at work?
It was Surfer, man. He was really pissed off at that comment.
I am Norman Rad, not to be messed with by this Bailey Briggs.
Yes. No, I just said something number verified, and I didn't bother to wait to see who it was.
Very cool.
Yes. Our viewers, I only said my viewers, our viewers are more important than that Nigerian prince that's trying to give me millions of dollars.
It's true.
So,
but I don't know, man.
I can't talk negatively about this book. You know, I spent 90 on a 9.8 myself, so I have some faith in it myself. 110 is still right in the ballpark of what I paid for it.
Yeah.
And my 90 was free shipping. So.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. I don't know.
It's not a bad book to have. I think we've gotten all your fast tracked and all your regular ones through CGC by now. So
yeah, because they're fast.
The population that you see is the population you're going to get.
Yeah. Wow.
Not a terrible investment. I can't speak for how well it's going to do in the future because I don't know how well the characters.
It's going to do great. Big things.
I'm a pessimist. You're an optimist. That's
true.
why we compliment each other.
Yeah, that's true.
Moving on to number 3. Hulk Annual number 1. Now, this is the first appearance in Cameo or...
The eldest.
Yeah. Which becomes the regular character in the new Hulk run or whatever.
Yes.
Again, another new character, which we don't know how well it's going to do, but top weekly sale of a Raw, because this book just came out, is for $40. Last sale of a Raw was 19. I got a voice message. So I tell you, Norman Rad is pissed, man.
Yeah, I see one for sale.
You will call me when you are done.
I am cross with you.
Yes.
There's one for sale right now for $17 plus $5 shipping. There's one for sale for $23 free shipping.
Look, what I can say is throughout history of comic books, annuals are either complete duds or gold mines.
And lately, duds.
I was going to say complete duds. So we're due for a gold mine.
Fair.
Now, the reason is that people that are, not just when they go to the store, they see the annuals, they're more expensive, they don't follow the same storyline, so people are like, whatever. They don't buy them. People that have subscriptions, annuals are not included in it. So it won't automatically go on their pull list. It doesn't get ordered. They don't print as many.
Right.
So it's already going to be a lower print run. So if the character turns out to be something, it's your gold mine. If the character turns out to be nothing, it's your dud like your standard annual. But there are a lot of annuals that do go up in value, and they're subject to the MCU or things going on in comic books. Absolutely. And there are annuals of main comic book runs.
Mm.
You're not going to get, a secondary run or a lower run annual do something, but an X-Men annual with the first appearance of Gambit or Psylocke, that's going to do something. Hulk annuals, Fantastic Four annuals, Spider-Man annuals. Once in a while, you'll hit those gold. But that's 6, and honestly, that's the only ones I can think of. I know there's a lot. Giant size X-Men no, that's king size X-Men #1, or giant size X-Men #1. That's not even an annual. There aren't too many annuals out there, so it's been a long time since we've had one. We maybe do. So now the last sale of a 9.8, it says, was back on June 19th for $55. I really don't think you're going to find a 9.8 for $55 right now. When the last sale of a Raw was $23.
No. The only thing I can see is, there's one available it's a pre-order for $120 plus 15 shipping, which I wouldn't fuck with. I'd get a couple Raws and just grade screen them.
Yep. I would try to get a Raw around the $20 mark or less. Mm-hmm. But if it looks perfect, and I mean perfect for CGC, not perfect for CBCS. I had to throw a little dig in once in a while. Not you, the company.
Yeah, tell me you watched the video that I posted about breaking it open.
I did. I was thinking about making a short with an alternate way with a chainsaw. Anyway, I just had to find a comic book.
You heard. I have no love for them.
Yeah, but I really got to get you a better screwdriver set, man.
I have them. I was like, I'm here. I got to figure this out.
Oh man, it was a good video. Guys, if you haven't watched him crack that CBCS video, you gotta watch it, man.
There's a reason that the thumbnail is a bunch of special characters. It's me yelling "fuck,"
which gave me an idea about something that I want to talk to you offline. I think you're gonna love it. It's concerning the EGS.
Oh, fantastic!
Cool. All right, so. I think that this might be a decent investment at the price because it's not expensive and it has a potential good upside. If it goes the way of the wind, it becomes a dollar bin book. You're not losing a lot.
Exactly.
Number two.
Oh, hold on. I can do that.
I know you can, but I can't, so that's the best I can do.
Number 2. Wait. Oh.
Number 2. That tickles your brain a little bit.
Tickles me everywhere. Wait, let me put the headphones down below. Try it again. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's
Back to your regularly scheduled program.
There goes our monetization. Anyway, Spider-Man 2099.
Hanging on, man.
Yes. Look, it was a great character. It was well played in the movie, and the movie is still doing well. It's still selling tickets.
Yeah. But this book.
This book, it's hot because of this. It'll be hot again for the third movie, but you're going to have your Halloween time drop.
I was going to say, I think anything remotely Spider-Verse, Halloween.
Look, I think for Halloween, we have to do a trick-or-treat double-size Remember Me where we're pulling up all these books that we talked about. And even if they've not gone down in price, we will admit our mistake on the air.
Yeah. Wait till Halloween.
Yes. Let's go do number 1, shall we?
And get a 9.8 while you're at it. Don't mess with that lower.
Star Wars, Dr. Aphra, number 33. What is this?
This is a cover featuring Ayla Sakura.
Okay.
She's a Twi'lek.
Yes.
And
she's a Jedi, yes.
Yes. And she's not new.
No.
I think she's been around since 98.
At least, yeah. She's got one hell of a good midriff, though. I mean, she's fit as can be.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about here. I'm talking about midriff. I mean, Padme showed it, when she's very fit.
She was first appearance, June 2000. That was the first one. Star Wars number 19 and Dark Horse. I don't know, man. I cannot Let us know. I don't know what's so hot about this. Maybe it's just a badass cover and like a front profile of a character that we've not
I'm
gotten
wondering if this is
before.
the first time that Ayla Secura has appeared in a Marvel comic. Because remember, back in the Star Wars comic books at the time of '91, that was all Dark Horse back then.
It was, yeah. It could be. I mean, all the key comics that are listed are all Dark Horse with her.
And Ayla Secura, she is a cool, badass Jedi that she has a lot of fans.
It's not her first cover appearance because I'm looking at it here I see her on a cover in 06, 04.
Are those also Dark Horse or Marvel?
2000. These are all Dark Horse.
The only thing I can think of is it is a cool ass cover, okay, and the muscle definition that is shown in her arms and her midriff, and I'm talking about muscle definition, not everything, not everything else.
Yeah.
It looks like she just came from the gym where she was working her ass out. That is a cool looking cover, very serious looking face. I like that cover. I do. I like how it's lit. The lighting is proper with the lightsaber on one side, how one side of her profile is lit more than the other.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of thought went into drawing that. Yeah, I don't know. It's still got to be story driven. I mean, unless you are literally Batman McFarlane or the Detective Comics 880 with Joker. I mean, those true iconic covers, which it doesn't matter what's on the interior pages. It's only the art of the cover.
Yeah.
This art doesn't look that, oh my God, I have to have that. It's good, but it's not, I don't care what the story is about. I got to have that.
Mm-hmm.
Even the pop, you know which one I'm talking about?
Oh, Pop. Not Dirty Pop. That's NetSync.
That's the second print.
Pop Kill.
Pop Kill. Yeah, I don't care what the story is. You see that cover, you're like, that cover alone is a nice addition to your collection.
That's expensive still, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, Silver Surfer versus Thor on the Rainbow Bridge is an iconic cover. Hulk Annual #1 holding up his own name is an iconic cover. This isn't iconic.
No. That ain't iconic.
Overall, I'm not very impressed with this list this week.
This is a weird one.
Yeah. But I think it's time.
Oh, I don't have it set up.
Oh, no. Well, I'll just...
Hold on, I can do it. No, I can't. Gun to your head.
I was going to say, it's Jason. Chainsaw to your head. No, it's time for gun to our heads. We have to pick one book from this list that we would buy if a gun was to our head based on this week's established prices. If we both pick the same book, we have to give an alter. We have to
smack each other on the ass with a rubber band or a hand.
Who's going first this week?
I think I go first this week.
Okay, then I better pick my second choice because I have a feeling we're going to pick the same book.
Probably. It's just too sweet to pass up like a Hulk 3 for $15.
Yep.
There's just no risk there. You
All
know?
right, well, that's my first pick also. So now we each have to come up with an alternate, but I got to go first.
Okay, you go.
Is there any alternate on here that I would take? Jesus, Russia.
You sound like Joe Pesci in Home Alone.
Give me the rent.
Freda.
Okay, I did say the last sale was $130. Again, I said if I saw another copy of it, I would buy it. So if I see a second copy at the $130, $135 range in a 9.8, I would take another Spawn #1. I know they printed 5 million of the damn things, but if they do produce a movie and get some kind of a more buzz going on it, this book will go up in price. So that would be my alternate choice.
Yeah, I almost chose that as my second one, but I guess I would go. God damn it!
It's one of those weeks, man.
I'll go with Afra, #1 for See if I can get it for $20.
Okay.
It is a badass cover.
It is. And I watch a lot of the Dr. Aphra books sitting there on the shelf not being purchased or pre-ordered. It's a very dedicated group, so an alternate cover is not going to have a lot of orders. It's not going to be a high printing.
Yeah, and we've not come across. Have we had a Twilight Jedi before in visual media? Not visual, like movies or not movies, shows anywhere. I know we've had Harrison Dula, but she wasn't a Jedi.
Well, I mean, Aayla Secura was actually killed in in episode 3. She actually was featured in the movie.
Oh, she was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. She left with Order
Yes.
66.
66. I believe she was the one that was on the speeder, and they pulled back and then they shot her.
Oh.
Oh, no. Or maybe she was the one that was walking, and then they fired. She was killed. I remember seeing that. Oh, yeah. She was the Jedi that was shot. That narrows it down. Good job, Rich. Guys, thank you for joining our video, watching this with us. Do not forget to click like and subscribe and drop a comment down below. We'd love to hear what you think about our reaction to some of these books, which book that you would buy if it was a gun to your head, and why. Okay, you're not just telling us, but you're telling everybody that watches the video. Do not forget to check us out on Instagram at Team Ohana Family. Don't forget to check us out on our podcast, where you can catch any streaming media, where we have our Back Issue Book Club, also under Team Ohana. And if you really would like to support the channel and join and become one of the coconuts, get some more free comic books for a measly $3 a month, go to
Patreon.com/Team Ohana.
Yes, all these links and everything are going to be in the description down below. You can even find our Etsy page link down below, where we have t-shirts and hats. Guys, we just have a blast here, and we would love to welcome you here to the family. If you want to see your name up in lights, though, in the middle of our videos, you got to join our Patreon.
Also, I just wanted to say we're starting a new little project with our Back Issue Book Club. We're going to be following DC's Night Terrors summer event for the next 2 months.
Yes, and you know that it's the big step for me to read DC.
To say okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Say okay to DC.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Follow other directions, but most importantly, though, click on that like button, because it helps the algorithm, it's a math term, to tell YouTube to spread the word for the family and get other people to join us. Until we see you in the next video, though, mahalo.